Hi there, Marie.
Hi! Hey, Wendy. Hey, you guys. I'm good, thank you. Hey, you guys. Okay, I just wanted to say, first off, I, sorry, I had some really weird echo in my headphones, so I have to fix that. All right, done. Sweet. Okay, so I want to introduce you guys to my guest of honor, who I am super excited, who has graciously agreed
Aw.
to take time out of her, I know, a packed schedule to sit here and talk to you guys. So if you guys don't know, this is Wendy Alane Wright, the Hollywood talent manager, and she's here today to kind of answer some questions that I have and some questions that I know that you guys have. And so what you should do is, if you guys have any questions, go to my Instagram, because my YouTube's not working, my Instagram at Marie Tagbo, and leave your questions there, and I'll be sure to ask her. Okay, so hi, welcome, thank you so much for coming. Ooh,
I'm just dropping for my clients. I spent
okay. Totally cool. Sorry, there's a little bit of lag on my end.
my job. I love helping actors.
Yes, and so, sorry. Oh, geez. There's a slight bit of lag, so I can't hear everything you're saying. So I'm probably just gonna wait to see. Oh, ooh.
You're so pretty and such great energy, and you're so loving. I've been watching all of your posts on Facebook and all the things you're booking and your accomplishments, and I've been very, very proud of you. It's great.
Thank you so much. That means the world. You look great, by the way. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Thanks. I remember we did a Skype consultation a year ago or something like that, and you've really been doing a lot. Good job.
Thank you so much. And so
actually, to get real clear information, doesn't it?
Exactly. And that's kind of what I wanted to. That's why I wanted to have you here on the channel. Wendy Alane Wright, if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't checked out her YouTube channel, you should do that right now, because she is the person who will, like, literally will give you everything that you need in order to start your acting career. So you guys should definitely go check her out right now. If you're, if you're on your phone and you're on your laptop, check her out. So I have a question. So how did you get started in the acting industry? So some people might not know your background and your story. How did you get started and become a talent manager?
Well, first of all, can people see me?
Oh, yes, I think I can see you.
See me? The people that are listening can see us? Can see me?
I believe so, because yes, someone left a question on. Oh, yeah, people are leaving questions on my Instagram, which means things are working. Yay!
Good. We like when things are working. So, hi everybody. My name is Wendy Alane Wright. I'm a talent manager. I'm from Los Angeles, California, but originally from Connecticut. And dream of being a singer. I have some kind of fly flying in my face. It's trying to kill me. I started as a dream to be a singer. I'm gonna go inside because this fly, you know why? Because I smell good. Good. I have a good perfume on, and I don't blame the fly. All right. So let me get in here. Hi, Sophie, my puppy. So I singer growing up in Connecticut, and I didn't have parents that really knew anything about show business. They didn't have the ability to guide me or help me, but my mom put me in a theater company, which was great. And I did theater from the time I was 12 to 23 and all the way through college. And when I came out to Los Angeles with a dream of being a singer, I met a record producer. And he loved my voice, so he flew me to Amsterdam in Europe, and I sang on an album. The album went to the top 20.
Wow.
And all of a sudden I had a record deal, and wow. But I had to work really hard on becoming a good singer. I mean, I trained for 6 hours a day for about 10 years. So it's not like I just woke up one day and said, I'm going to sing, and someone gave me a record deal. I went to college. I studied music. I performed live wherever I could. I went in the studio and wrote songs and sang and stuff. So by the time I was 23, I had been practicing singing for 10 years. Prepared for the opportunity. And I always tell people success is when you're prepared for the opportunities you're given. So that was my thing. And after I sang for about 20 years, I really wanted to help other artists become successful, to learn how the business works, because I'm so in love with this business, and I always have been. And I'm excited, like I never get bored of it. To work as an assistant. In LA, you assist other people, and that's how you learn. I worked as an assistant in a talent agency, in 2 different talent agencies. I worked as an assistant for John Singleton, the director. I worked as an assistant, so that was on the lot at Sony. I worked as an assistant in TV sales at Fox Television. So I learned what happens to the programs after they're how you just close publicists. And then I went to work for to work as an agent. So I became an agent for 2 years, and I decided I like, because management is more hands-on involved in an actor's career. It's not like you're just a job, but you're guiding their career, you're helping us, you're answering other questions, you're helping them with shots. You become more of like a family, you know, and you really support them when they don't feel like they believe in themselves. And I use my connections to help them get opportunities. And I love being a manager. I love it. I find that, you know, a lot of actors, they haven't done all that I just said I did. So they're coming from Kansas or Ohio or whatever with a love of acting, maybe with some experience in theater, and they have no idea how this business works. And this business has a certain system. It works a certain way. And unless you know how it works, you can get very lost in it for years and years and years. And that's why I would talk to actors sometimes. They want me to manage them, and they've been here 6 years in LA. Their headshots are still terrible. Their demo reel is not good enough. They're not getting the right training. They don't know how to audition. Their acting isn't strong enough. All kinds of problems. And instead of fixing those problems with someone who'll help them, because they can't get an agent because they're not good enough yet, or their marketing materials aren't good. They can't get a manager because their acting's not strong enough, or they don't have a good headshot or resume, or they don't have a good demo reel. They just float around in Hollywood until their dreams are broken, and then they go home. And I didn't want that to happen, because I know how this business works. And I thought, you know what? I just one day went on YouTube and I started recording videos. This is how it works, people. It works like this. And I started writing all my ideas down in my books. And I said, this is how we do this, 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 and this. This is how this works. You can think you know, but if you're not reading these books, or other people who write these books like me, then you don't know anything. So learn how it works. Read my books, read other people's books. I don't care what you do. It's your career. But I want it to be at least helpful in my lifetime.
And I can say that without a doubt. First of all, that's a beautiful answer. It's really cool to see how you've done so many really cool things in the industry, because like I have so many interests. Like, of course, I want to be an actress, but I also want to be a director and a script writer and all sorts of things. And I love how each thing that you do, you're not only successful at it, but you love it. And, you know, you've learned so much. And that's why I always say to anyone who asks me if they want to be an actor or actress, have you checked out Wendy Alane WRIGHT? Because I will give you the best advice that I can, but there's only so much that I know. And you have, I think I remember last time you said 25 plus years of experience, which that's just freaking incredible. It blows my mind.
Well, I'm only 50 years old, you know. It's like I've been doing this since I was 23 years old or whatever. So it's 27 years of experience. Yeah. But wow. I mean, but that comes with time. What you learn all these things over time. Or if you're smart, you read a lot. Like right now, I have to learn a lot about, like, this is my first Google Hangout. Woo woo! You know, it's like the new technology. We didn't have Google Hangout when I was, and I have clients that are like kids. They're 10, 12, 14, some of them, and they are on Instagram and Snapchat and Vimeo and whatever, Musically and some other one. What I don't even know what it's called.
Fanning me, me,
me or something. And so I'm always learning, but you know, I stay up with the technology, and there's always so much to learn. It's like I never stop reading in my free time. If I look at my books, I'm either reading spiritual books or I'm reading what casting directors have written, directors, producers, writers. I'm learning what actors or biographies. I'm always learning about the business from the inside. And that makes, actors that don't read, I wonder about, I worry about them because they're not going to go very far if they don't learn very much. You know, I have actors that say, well, yeah, because actors have a perspective from their own eyes. Every human being does, right? But from their own eyes, they see their career from their own eyes. They see themselves from their own eyes. And that's not always how casting sees you. That's, what you know is only a fraction of what goes on in the business. So the more you read every article on backstage.com, every article on Backstage, because those are insiders like us, like me, sharing our experience from the perspective of a casting director, which is totally different than an actor's. An actor only knows what they did with the script, their experience on the way to the audition, what they did in the room, and when they left. That's all the actor knows. But the casting director knows what 500 actors did. And they compare it. So they see 500 tapes, and they've seen 500 actors work on the same role. And watching it from that perspective is very different from that of an actor. So you have to start understanding this business from the perspective of the people that hire you. And if you're a casting director and you're watching 500 tapes, you can see which ones are well prepared, which actors are off book, or which ones are holding their script, which actors are lazy, which actors are really committed to the material, which actors have made great choices emotionally, and which ones are just phoning it in. You can see the difference between the level of training they've had, the level of reality they bring to the scene, and you can easily throw out 450 of them. And you're left with 50 that are doing a really great job. And they showed up for the audition on time, and they knew their lines, and they didn't have an attitude. They were like, I'm just thankful to be here. Thank you. And you'll find that that's not the case. I mean, a lot of those people, they come in like, don't you know who I am?
Really?
It's like, no, I don't really care who you are. What did you do with the material? Let me see a scene. And if you have an attitude, we don't want to hire you because we know that you're going to be a difficult person on the set. And people don't like to work with difficult people. So we just don't call you back. So we're watching, there's something called, they're casting monitors. They literally sit in the office of the casting directors in the waiting room. You don't know who they are, but they're paid to sit and watch the people in every audition and watch their behavior in the waiting room. Secret of a Hollywood talent manager. But that's the truth. They're not going to tell you that when you walk in, there's someone in here spying on you. But it is. And they watch the actors that come in. They watch how they interact with each other. They watch when someone makes a rude comment or tries to brag about their auditions. They watch the actors that are focused and really working on the material. They watch the ones that are calm, that are argumentative. They watch all that. And when the session's over, the casting director calls them in and says, okay, what are your notes? And the casting director, the monitor says, this person did this person did that, this one said this one was mean, this one that. The casting director pulls those pictures out and puts them in the trash. Doesn't even bring them to producers.
Wow.
So your attitude is half the job. It's half the job. And if an actor is acting insecure in the waiting room, they say that. If the actor's on their phone, if the actor's disruptive, all these things takes people out of the running for the job. So it's important to show up on time. If the actor's late, everybody knows that in casting, we know that. But if the actor's on time, they came in prepared, they had a good attitude, they were kind to the other people in the waiting room, we know that if we put them on a TV series that runs for 3 years or 4 years, they're going to get along with other people and they're going to be helpful.
Very true.
They have to be that kind of person or they won't get the job.
you have to be a good person, you know, not just a good actor. I mean, I think that's kind of what you're trying to say.
You're right. Yeah.
Very, very cool. And I think
that's why you don't develop just your acting skills. You develop your people skills.
True.
And that's why you don't just develop your people skills, but you develop confidence in yourself. Because if you come in the room with anger towards your dad and problems with your boyfriend, and you know, you're angry at your girlfriend and you don't like this or you don't like that, and all that crap seeds into the casting office, we don't hire those people either. So you have to learn to you have to take care of yourself and solve all your emotional issues, your fear, your insecurity, your worry, you're comparing yourself. I'm not good enough. All that stuff people think. You have to learn how to bring all that down in your mind.
So true.
You're in a calm and focused place.
So freaking true. And I love this because, I mean, I think that's what I focus on more in my audition. Yes, the script is so important, but I spend a lot of time making sure I talk to myself and get myself in the right mindset. And I feel like the mindset of an actor is just as important as the character that you're playing and the role that you're playing. And so I was thinking, like, a lot of you guys who are watching, I know you guys are brand new to acting. There's a lot of things that she's saying, like, you guys need to read a lot, you need to study a lot, you need to, what I did was I watched every single one of her videos, some of them twice. When I was first starting out in the industry, I would Google like acting tips videos or acting audition videos, and I would watch that. And so I would like to ask you, what's something that people, new actors, don't, what about the acting industry and becoming an actor and becoming successful? What's something that a lot of people don't understand, or how can they do it?
Well, there's a couple things. It's called your package, and that's your demo reels, your headshots, and your resume, because that is what you sell, you give to represent yourself. And your resume is something you build up over time. You know, nobody is born with a full resume. You know, nobody is born like even Tom Cruise or whoever is not born with, you know, starring roles in the film. So you build your resume over time. And sometimes the problem is actors think that happens overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes years and years and years. And you might build it with short film one month, and then you have a student film another month, and then you maybe do a couple web series, and then you do a play, and then you do another short film. And so over time, you're building your resume. And you also are building your acting training. So maybe you start with a cold reading class, an acting class, a scene study class, and you're doing that for a year or two. Then you take another teacher and you take other classes. But acting is a skill you actually have to train. You know, a lot of actors don't understand that. It's like an athlete. If a person plays basketball professionally, they practice every day of the week, and then they play their games. But they practice in between games. The more they practice, the better they get. The more warmed up they are, the more flexible they are, the more skilled they are. So if they don't practice in between games, they're not going to be as good. And it's the same with actors. You practice in between auditions, you practice in between jobs, but you're always practicing like an athlete, even when you're a star. And in LA, when I go to acting classes, like when I'm acting, and I go to acting classes. I mean, I act sometimes in films and stuff like that, but very rarely now because I'm a manager and I don't really do it. But sometimes I produce or write or direct films and I put myself in them because I'm smart like that, right? But you know, or if I'm hired by someone to be a film, you know, I have a lot of filmmaker friends, and they'll be like, "Hey, do you want to play this part of a social worker?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." But I have to then go to acting classes to make sure that I get my instrument strong, you know, that I'm feeling safe and comfortable and free and fearless and all that. And I can look to the right or left and see actors that are on television in the class with me.
Wow.
You know, they're starring in a TV show. I remember when Todd Calhoun was starring in a TV show, and there he was right next to me doing the same exercises as everybody else. It's practice, and you have to do it. So that's another thing new people don't understand. I read a lot of comments on my YouTube page, and some of them are for brand new people. Some of them are from people who have been in it in a while. But when brand new people start, they often think, "I want to be on TV. Can you help me?" Well, first of all, you have a lot to do to help yourself first.
Yes.
You have to do a lot of acting classes And you got to do as many projects as you can find. You submit yourself on Actors Access or Backstage, and you try to get into student films in your area, and you do everything you can to get experience in theater. And then you want to get some kind of acting clip. And I always suggest actors, if they're just starting out, go in front of a blank wall, put your iPhone on a tripod, and do a monologue. It can be a serious monologue. It can be a dramatic monologue. But you need something that shows your acting level. And I promise you, from that monologue, we're going to tell if you're good or not, or if you just think you're good. We're going to know how much training you've had just by looking at it. Because bad acting is very hard to hide. Bad acting is bad acting. And unless you've had training, it's probably not going to be great.
Yeah.
There are exceptions, but most of the time, if you have not had training, it's probably not going to be very good. So an actor who's training 2-3 days a week, you know, they're taking an in-person class, they're learning online also, they're practicing scripts themselves, maybe they're coaching with someone on Skype who lives in LA or somewhere else, and they're practicing how to break down a scene, they're practicing how to make it believable, and they do that 2, 3, 4 days a week. Those actors are going to be becoming great. While the other actors who go once in a while are just going to stay kind of blah. And nobody really cares about those actors. I mean, to be honest, I mean, we really don't care about bad acting or bad actors or actors who think they're better than they are. We don't care about that. We care about, is the actor in front of us great? Is the actor in front of us believable? So no matter how much they want to be on television, if they're not training really hard to get good at it, we don't take them seriously. And if we look at a resume and we don't see them doing theater and short films and web series and really trying to get experience, we don't take them seriously, because we don't look at just one person's resume like the actor does. They just look at their own. We look at thousands of resumes. So we can see the difference between the ones that are working at getting experience because they have 10 short films, 15 plays, you know, 2 web series, 8 short films on their resume, and someone else has 2. And that tells us the difference between those 2 types of people. One type is working really hard. The other one's lazy. So you can't hide lazy. So what I'd say to new actors is understand that the competition, there's a lot of it out there, but if you work hard to become a great actor, you have every chance of getting the part as anybody else. You know, it's the actors that don't work hard that are never going to get those roles. It's the actors who are lazy or who just think they should be handed a career. They'll never get those parts. But when we see an actor that's working hard and is good, got really good skills, we can tell. And we try to give them opportunities. You know, we try to bring them in for auditions as much as possible. We try to sign them when we're agents and managers. Like I was at a showcase this week. I was talking to an agent from House of Reps. He and I and another agent from Clear Talent, we all went to see this showcase. There were about 15 actors. And I talked to one of the agents yesterday, and he said, what do you think about signing blah, blah, blah? I said, you know, he had such a great attitude. He wants it really bad. And he was very prepared for his scene. It was really good. He goes, I'd like to give him a try. I said, I'd like to give him a try too. And mostly we decided that because his attitude, because he was nice and humble and his acting was good. And we like to give people a try. And basically what that means is once we put them on our roster and we're submitting them to casting directors, we see if casting responds to them. So if the role, he was a chubby kid, gay, he's going to play very limited roles because there's not a lot of roles for gay, chubby kids.
Sadly.
But when there is a role for a gay, chubby kid, we want him. He's not a leading man. He's funny. He's Disney. He's over the top. And he's good. And he's kind and he really wants it. So when we take an actor on our roster, we're going to send their picture to casting and their demo reel to casting, and we're going to see if casting responds. If we send them out 1,000 times and casting never responds to the actor, we'll change the headshots. We'll try new acting clips. If none of that works, we drop them because we're done trying. They have to go to another agent or manager and let someone else try. But sometimes we get an actor where their acting is great, their headshots are great, their acting clips are great. We send them to casting and everyone calls them in.
Really? Wow.
I have one client right now who's auditioning for 4 television shows and pilots for the lead role in 4 shows at the same time this week.
It's insane. Wow.
And it's amazing. Everyone wants it. So there are some actors that just have something special that everybody wants. There are some actors who work hard at their craft that become good enough that everybody wants. And everybody else is average and uninteresting.
Interesting.
And so we try to look for the ones that are really special or the ones that work really hard to be good. And those are the only people we're interested in show business. So if you fall outside of those categories, you're not going very far.
Totally. And I understand that. I know a lot of people who watch my channel, you guys want to be on Disney. And I hear that all the time. I want to be on Disney. Whenever I do a video about like the Disney Plus app, which is actually closing, I was going to do a video about that, but they're closing it. And I think I can say it, but I've never had an actor or I've never known anyone who's actually gotten on Disney. So, I don't know how to be like, hey, here you guys, here's how to get to Disney, step 1, 2, 3, because I haven't done it myself. So
I'll tell you how to get on Disney. So there's a couple different ways. So my client, his name is Isaac. Anyway, Isaac, his agent is in Arizona. He's from Arizona. His agent sent him on an open call. For Nickelodeon. And the head of Nickelodeon, she was traveling around the country at open calls. So I called a friend of mine who is a casting director for Disney. And I said, how legitimate are these open calls? Are these open calls real opportunities? I said, because my client, Isaac, his agent wants to send him on an open call in New Mexico.
Okay.
So he's in Arizona. And she's asking him and his mother to drive to New Mexico to an open call. So I want to know, is this a waste of time or is this a good thing? She goes, the casting director, the head of Nickelodeon, is traveling around the country to about 14 cities, and she's looking for new talent. Then I called my client and I said, go to New Mexico and go to the open call. So he went to the open call. We didn't hear anything about that. And you never hear anything about it. You go. And it turns out that head of Nickelodeon really liked his tape. They put him on tape.
Okay.
When they were at the audition, they put them on tape. She called the casting director from Disney and she said, I found a kid from Arizona who's fantastic. I'm sending you over the tape. She opened it and it was my client, Isaac. And the casting director from Disney or Nickelodeon, it's a new series, I'm sorry, brought him in for an audition because of the open call. And he went to producers and now he's in the callbacks and he's being seriously considered for the role. And that was because he took the effort to drive all the way to New Mexico to go to that audition. But also because in the audition, he was great.
Yeah.
He's one of those kids that has like, when you see him, he's got so much charm and charisma.
Yes.
He's beautiful. You know, he's gorgeous. He's 10. So then another thing, Howard Meltzer, who's a casting director.
Yeah.
Howard's a big, very famous casting director. He casts a lot of Disney shows. Isaac went to an acting school in Arizona where Howard was doing a workshop for 2 days.
Hmm.
And Howard is one of those casting directors that travels around the country and teaches. He doesn't just audition people, he teaches actors. He gives them scenes, he gives them feedback, he has them redo their scenes, he instructs them for hours. He was working with Isaac. Howard said to me after he worked with Isaac, he took me aside personally, he said, that kid is a star.
Hmm.
And I said, how do you know that? Like, because I want to know, well, how do these casting directors know these things, right? I said, how do you know that? He said, because he's got swagger. That's natural. He's not putting it on. It's just who he is. He lights up a room when he walks in, and it's not fake.
Yeah.
And
true.
He meant every word he said in his audition. So his skill is strong and it's still natural. And then he said, hold on, wait. He said one more thing. He said, he is a beautiful kid. Girls will fall in love with him, but he's not threatening to the parents.
Ooh, interesting.
Because Disney is not about predatory. It's about kids, you know?
Yes.
So he's sexy. He's got swagger, but it's not intimidating. He's a nice kid who's cool. He said, and that kid is a star. And right now, Howard has him being considered for one of the lead roles in his pilot.
Wow. Same.
Howard saw him in in a class in Arizona. And he called me, and Howard said, Wendy, I want to make sure I see all of your clients for my pilot. You know, the ones that you think are right. And I said to him, the only one I want you to see is, I want you to see this person, that sort of, will you see them? He said, yeah. So he auditioned them. And then he said, I emailed him. He didn't call me. I emailed him and I said, so how'd he do? He goes, he was great. He goes, you know, we love him, but we think we're going to go a little younger for the role. And then he said, but I love that kid. So every time there's something right for him, I will bring him in.
Wow.
And that's how you get on Disney. You become one of the people that the casting directors really like. And I remember going to, and they keep the kids on their mind. They have a list of kids they think will be good for Disney shows. And you know, they have a binder. It's like, these are the kids we're thinking about for the next Disney shows. Let's try them out in all these different roles and see who fits. So I called another casting director at Disney, and we went to a showcase together. We were sitting in the audience together, watching all the kids on stage sing and dance and perform. They all want to be on Disney, right?
Yes, yes.
And she said to me, look at that kid there. He kicks higher than he did last year. And I said, how the heck do you remember how high he kicked last year?
Yeah.
In the dance. She said, because that's my job. That kid can hit that note better. That kid's acting is more believable. That kid kicks higher than he did yet last year. These Disney casting directors really know the talent of the kids they see in showcases, in acting classes, and in auditions. And so they have a group of kids that they are trying to, you know, mold into the next Disney stars. So you got to get into that group. And you get into that group by doing a great audition in front of one of them, going to an open call, or taking a class with them.
Very cool.
And being good. And being good. Yeah.
And I'm going to guess, this is just me guessing, but he probably didn't just jump from beginning an actor, like a brand new actor, no classes, no experience, no nothing, to being this great actor that, you know, casting directors love. He probably put in a great deal of work just to become that, or his parents did, and you did, and everyone around him obviously had, it was not overnight, as I think you said before.
Right. And also he's a dancer, and he's been dancing for years. You know, he does break dancing, he does all kind of dance. I mean, the kid's a great dancer. And you can tell when he dances that all his moves are really sharp. You know, some dancers are lazy. They don't finish every move. They don't go all the way to their fingertip with the move, you know. And he gives 1,000% in his dance moves. He gives 1,000% in his acting. He really tries hard to do a really good job. He was taking acting classes. He had done a couple commercials. You know, he'd done some theater at school. So, and also part of that is he's fearless. So, you know, if someone says, go ahead and do that, he doesn't go, oh no, I can't. I was at this showcase. I was actually teaching a class in Arizona for a week at an acting school. And I asked one of the girls, I said, how many people in here can sing? And there were about 30 kids. And a couple raised their hand. And I said, okay, come on up and stand here and sing. And one of them said no.
Oh,
and I was like, well, if you're the kind of kid that says no, it's going to be very hard to become a singer. Because these other 7 kids jumped right up and said yes. So while you're sitting in your chair afraid saying no, they're getting the opportunity that you're not getting.
Yeah.
So you need to be the kind of kid that practices whatever it is you want to do, or if you're an older actor, so that when somebody offers you an opportunity, your answer is yes.
True. Very true.
You have to say yes. And another thing new actors do is sometimes they think, well, I'm better than that. That's not good enough for me. Believe it. I should be on a series. That's just a small little role. Yeah. Do you know a small little role on a Disney show lets a casting director see you and then makes you consider for the bigger roles later?
True. Very
even
true.
Small roles are important. You know, you got to take small roles. You can't always be the star. True. Sometimes you're the supporting actor. But you got to be a person who says yes to opportunities. Yes. That's really, really important. You can't be afraid. And a new actor should always have a monologue, a dramatic monologue and a comedic monologue. They always have to have one in their pocket. And a singer always has to have some songs, so that when someone says, oh, you sing, let me hear you, a new actor or a new singer will go, oh, I don't know what to sing. What do you want to hear? What do you think I should sing? Oh, I don't know. Those kind of things blow the opportunity. So if you're listening right now and you want to be a singer, you should sit down and make a list of a couple of songs you really love, and know that when someone asks me to sing, these are the songs I'm going to sing. If someone says, you're an actor, oh, let me see you do something, you have a monologue. You don't want to ever be the one that goes, well, I don't know what to do right now. What do you want me to do? And you'll be surprised how many new people do that. Or if you're a dancer, you should have a choreographed dance. You have to show your talent. And a lot of times when someone who's in the position to give you an opportunity, and that person in front of you is not prepared for the opportunity, they don't have a monologue, they don't have a scene, they don't have a song, they don't have a dance, it's like, next.
Yeah.
And you might be a really nice person, you might be very nice, you might be very sweet, but you don't have your stuff together.
Yeah. True.
So preparation is very important. I suggest every new actor who's listening right now, go find a great funny monologue and a great serious monologue and memorize those, and tape them, put yourself on tape, watch it back, practice, learn a couple songs and have those ready. And I suggest to new people, learn an instrument. If you're a singer, you must play piano or guitar. You must. You have to be able to accompany yourself. And the more talent you have, the better.
True. Very true.
It makes you more interesting to people.
Very, very true. So, okay, awesome. Thank you. So, I know that we are over time for sure, but I do have some questions from you guys. Sure. Awesome. Thank you. So I apologize right now because I know I won't be able to ask all of you guys' questions.
Let's try to get as many of them as we can. Tell me what they are.
Really sweet. Okay, so let's see with the first one. So Christian Zamudio asks, hi, Marie and Wendy. Do you have any tips on submitting to talent agencies?
Yeah, my tip is record a monologue. And some of this may sound like I've said it already, but this is truly what you need to do. Record a monologue, a serious one and a comedic one. Upload them on YouTube and mark them unlisted.
Okay.
And when you submit to agents, you submit your headshot and you submit the links to those YouTube videos. Then the agent can just click on the video and watch your acting. And be sure that when you tape your monologue, you always tape in front of a blank wall. Never, ever, ever, ever tape in front of the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room, your closet, the corner of the wall, a door. The wall has to be completely blank, because we know you're an amateur if you're standing in front of a door or a closet, because only amateurs do that. Only new people do that. So don't do that. Do it, you know, and if you have a wall in your house, you can paint blue or green, paint it. Because that's a lot of times in LA. I mean, look at, you know, the agent's going to get a lot of tapes for people that want to be represented. The agent in LA, we go to studios where they have walls that are painted clear, green, you know, green or blue, and we pay $35 for half an hour, and we record a monologue, and we upload that. So that's the quality you're competing with.
True.
So yeah, so have a good monologue. And you have to be on Actors Access. You have to have a profile completely filled out on Actors Access. Upload your monologues to Actors Access, and you can also record a commercial. If you go on my website, I think it's my coaching web. No, it's my regular website, WAW Entertainment.
I'll link it. I'll link it below for you guys who are watching later.
Yeah, WAW Entertainment. I have like a page that's full of commercials, all the commercial texts. Just learn one camera. You know, when my mom brings home chicken noodle soup, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then upload that on YouTube and mark it unlisted. And put those up on your Actors Access. Because agents are going to look at that. They're going to look at your Actors Access profile. They're going to look at the videos you have on there. And they're going to look at your pictures. If you don't have videos, they're not going to do anything for you.
I completely agree. I know that, well, two things. I know we're running out of time, but one, you guys can also buy those like green. I bought a blue screen, like a blue sheet, and that's what I used for a really long time on Amazon. It was pretty cheap. You can buy green, you can buy blue, you can buy white. That's what I use downstairs for my videos. And then the second thing is, I know for a fact that my YouTube channel, the fact that I've had, you know, my videos up and my monologue, no matter how, I guess, just the fact that you have something that people can see about you, it helps you. Now, if your acting is bad, then that will not help you. But you should, I definitely agree, you should definitely have a video. Okay, next question from Official Donovan, which is, hi. This is for Wendy. How could a young actor that's in a low-income family start an acting career?
Good question. You got to find theater in like community theaters in your neighborhood. And a lot of times community theaters put flyers up around town saying we're doing a play here, we're doing a play there. Go to those community theaters and talk to the director and ask if you can audition for their plays. You can do theater in school. Get a job and save up money. You know, just because you're from a low income family doesn't mean you have to be low income.
Interesting.
You know, I have on my blog 50 ways. I have like a video like how can kids make money? How to make money. Just because your family doesn't have money doesn't mean you can't have money. If you go work and mow people's lawns, babysit for people's kids, you know, sell candy, learn how to edit some videos, you know, you whatever it is you have to do to make money. If you're a place where there's snow and you shovel, you know, work at a restaurant, do whatever you have to do. But you make money and you save money and get yourself some headshots. Or you find a friend who's a photographer and you call for photographers and you say, look, I don't have any money, but I need some headshots. And you can use my pictures for your book, for your portfolio. It's called trade for print. It means that the photographer will use your picture to show people that they're good photographers. And you can use their picture for your acting career. And it doesn't cost you any money. So you could call a bunch of photographers in your town and say, will you do trade for print? Will you shoot me for free? And you can use my pictures for your website or to show people you're a good photographer. And I can use your pictures for my acting career. And there's also there's some acting classes online you can take. But there are, you know, community theaters and community centers often have very cheap classes. You got to start somewhere.
Very true. Oh my gosh, I love this. I'm learning so much. Like, there's stuff that I've heard before that I'm learning again, and I'm learning new things. I am so genuinely, so happy I'm here in this moment, and it's very cool. Okay, let's see. I get this question a lot from people, and I honestly I don't know how to answer this myself, but lols dash pics and vids commented, my mom doesn't want me to be an actress. Do you have any tips on how I should convince her, because it's my dream? And a lot of people ask, or how do I tell my parents, how do I convince them, that kind of thing.
I know that. I get that question a lot too, Marie, and I understand what you're saying. So when you're underage, you can only do what your parents allow you to do, right? I mean, so if your parent is adamant and they're just not going to change their mind, there's nothing you're going to do about it till you're 18. But what you could be doing is reading every book you can about the business, autobiography of actors. You could be taking online acting classes. You can read books about acting. There's a book called Building a Character.
Ooh, I'm
Constantine Stanislavski.
Writing this down.
Yeah, there's a book called Respect for Acting by Uta Hagen.
Ooh, I have that book. Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, great books, but you should be reading everything you can about the business. If you can't do it until you're 18, then you can't. But if you want to talk to your parents, you know, my suggestion is it's back to the fear thing. You can't be afraid. You just have to say, I really want to be an actor. And you know that now, but you have to get into it to see if you really want to be an actor. You know, right now it's a dream, it's a goal, it's an idea, sounds great, it feels like what you want to do, but you won't know till you're really doing it if you like it. But you could maybe try this concept, you know, do really well in school, try to keep your room clean, you know, get good grades, and say to your parents, look, I keep my room clean, I behave well, I'm doing great in school, I'm doing everything you need me to do. I really want to take some acting classes, you know, and I would appreciate if you would do that, you know. And I said, no, I don't want you to be an actor. You need something more that you can fall back on, something that's going to make you money. I'll tell you this. There are two words in show business. One is show and one is business. And if you're studying business, you're already working on your acting career.
True.
Because once you become an actor, it's mostly business. Because actors are out of work all the time. They get a job, it works for 2 days, then they're out of business. They're out of a job. They have to get another job. That's all about business. They have to market themselves. That's about business. They have to make relationships. That's about business. So an actor may be on a TV show for 3 weeks or 6 months, and then they're out of a job again. And it's all about business, networking, marketing, building relationships. So if you're just studying acting, you're not going to get very far in the business. So if your parents don't want you to take acting, it's business. Later when you're 18, add the acting classes.
Very true. I never thought about it that way. I love that. I love that so much. Okay, so we're almost done with these questions. Ooh, you guys are leaving more questions. I see what you guys are doing. Okay. Ooh,
I love questions.
You love questions? You love questions? Okay, so this one is actually Ashley. She asked me on Snapchat. You guys should add me on Snapchat at Marie Tagbo, where I do more vlogging and talking about my day. So I've gotten this question a couple of times, and so she asks, will getting braces in teenage years kind of delay your acting career? People want to know, I guess, can they be an actor if they have braces or dreadlocks? I've also gotten a question, like, because I think a girl had braids or dreadlocks, something like that.
Yeah, I understand that question. And sometimes people say that with tattoos or this and that, you know. If the role calls for a kid that has no braces, they're only going to see kids that don't have braces. And if the role, the breakdown says the kid must have braces, then they're only going to see kids that have braces. And if there is no description about that, if they don't care, if they don't mention it, then they'll see everybody, and then they'll decide when they cast it if they want the kid to have, the character to have braces or not braces. Teenagers have braces. So sometimes the actor has braces, but one way to deal with that is to get the Invisalign, which is the braces that go behind your teeth and you can't even see them. Or you get the white braces. Don't get the silver braces. So you don't have to make your braces obvious. But the bottom line is, if the casting director does not want braces, then there will be no braces on that character. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't audition for the role, because casting directors are, like I said before, are meeting actors and learning about them, getting to know them, watching their work year after year after year. And they're considering you for different auditions. They may have met you 2 years ago at a class or at an audition or at a workshop or whatever. You had braces then, you don't have braces now. It's not about one audition. You have to audition for the same person 10 times sometimes before you get a job. 20 times before you get a job, for 5 years. I know an actor that auditioned for the same casting director for 5 years before he got hired. So if you have braces, you have braces. There's nothing you can do about it. You still audition. You still let the casting director see your talent, and you get the roles that you get.
Very true.
Same with dreadlocks. If you have dreadlocks, if the character requires dreadlocks, they'll bring you in. If they don't, if the character can have dreadlocks or not, it doesn't really matter. Then it doesn't matter. If they don't want dreadlocks, you won't get the role.
True.
So, you know, it is what it is. Be who you are.
I completely agree. And I think it's the same thing with race or gender or age and all that kind of thing. It's the exact same thing. Okay.
Be who you are.
Be who you are.
If you're gay, you're gay. If you're tall, you're tall. If you're short, you're short. If you're fat, you're fat. If you have freckles, you have freckles. If you wear glasses, you wear glasses. I mean, you are what you are. And there's a role for all kinds of people on television and film. All types. You know, if you're gorgeous, you're going to play the leading lady. If you're ugly, you're going to play the ugly characters. If you're gay, you're going to play the gay characters. If you're straight, you're going to play the straight characters. If you're gay and you can play straight, because there's a lot of actors that are gay that you don't even know they're gay because they can play straight. Right? If you are straight but you can play gay, you know, but you have to be who you are. You can't feel bad about who you are. I wish I was taller. I wish I was prettier. There's certain things you can't control. You can't control your height. You can't control how you look. You can put on glasses, take off glasses, wear contacts, take on braces, these kind of things. But the shape of your face, the size of your head, those are things you cannot change. So you've got to embrace yourself and stop comparing yourself to other people. Stay in your own lane. Everybody is in their own lane in life, you know. You have your own track. I always think of it like a train. You're on your track. It doesn't matter what the other trains are doing. You're who you are. Go with the room. Show them who you are. Interpret the scene the way you interpret the scene, and leave. That's all you can ever control. That's all you can do. You can control how hard you train.
True.
But you can't control whether you get the job.
True. That's so true. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I can't, first of all, I can't tell you how many days I've been waiting. You should have seen me before, freaked out because I never thought that in, you know, a year or so I'd be interviewing the Hollywood talent manager and all of her awesomeness. Thank you so much for being here and for taking your time. Thank you so much for everyone.
You're so welcome. I mean, I don't do these kind of conversations with people very often.
Really?
And I agreed to do this with you because I admire you. I like how hard you're working in your career. I like how seriously you're taking your career. I like this platform that you're giving other actors to help people. You're really getting ahead in your career, and you're already taking the time to help other people. That's an attitude of humility, of kindness, of generosity that I highly respect. So I'm grateful to be here to talk to you. And I know we have other questions we couldn't get to, but maybe we can watch my videos. Watch my videos on YouTube. There's hundreds of them for free. I'm doing something called the Members Circle, the Winner Circle. It's an online program at home where you can watch videos, and you pay a monthly fee, like $25 a month or something. So for those of you who can't afford acting classes or this or that, or want to learn about the business, it's affordable, and you have access to all kinds of information that you're not going to get without talking to someone like me. And you can go to my website, secretsofahhollywoodtalentmanager.com, and you can find ways to Skype with me directly. You can read my books. I do a lot of ebooks. You will learn more from them than you will learn trying to find out for yourself for 5 years. And I try to answer questions on YouTube. If you leave questions underneath my videos, I go back in there once a month and try to answer as many as I can. So I'm here to help if I can. And Marie, thank you for having me on your channel. I really appreciate it. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm honored to have been here with you this afternoon. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, all you viewers.
Thank you, guys. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah. Ciao.
Take care. Bye.